I need to think about it. I need to mull it over. I just can't commit right now. If you're in sales, you probably have some sort of PTSD hearing that. Because every single time those words come up, you crumble and you lose the deal. My name's Lukman, and whenever I got into high ticket, I couldn't close to save my life. I fumbled calls, lost objections, and got ghosted more times than I can even count. I'd hang up after a long, drawn out call, after losing an objection battle, and not getting the results that I wanted to, wondering how it all went so wrong. Doubt creeping in, genuinely dreading that next call. Until I realized I wasn't losing sales because of objections, I was losing them because I was trying to handle objections at the end of the call. But objection handling actually starts in discovery. Once I had that realization and I implemented the urgency framework, that's whenever everything clicked and I cash collected $560,000 in under 4 months. This framework took maybe leads to hopping on calls and actually dropping 4 to even 5 figures without even flinching. I've spent over $30,000 on mentors, programs, and different courses in order to master this. And I'm giving it to you right here for completely free. It's not a script, not a recycled B2B sales method. This is the exact sales process that I used every single day to cash collect $560,000 in under 120 days. There's no fluff, no gatekeeping. Grab a pen and let's jump straight into it. There are 5 different pillars to building a big problem and building a gap that will actually impact the prospect and their beliefs. The first step is finding a tangible problem. You don't assume what the prospect is having trouble with. You get clear on what exactly is going wrong and you identify a proper tangible. An example of finding this tangible problem is by identifying what they need help with, which will give you the problem that you need. So say it's for like a B2B marketing offer. Okay, and I appreciate the honesty. What would you need in terms of possible help in order to get to 50K per month with your business? I need help with the marketing aspect. Okay, whenever it comes to the marketing aspect, what have you seen that makes you feel like you need help with the marketing aspect? Getting into pillar 2 is validating the problem. Somebody can give you a problem, but until you actually get experience and make sure that that problem has proof, it means nothing. Essentially, it's turning a BS problem into an actual foolproof problem that they can't wiggle out of. The way you do this is by getting the experience towards the tangible problem that they are saying that they have. Say they say the problem is marketing. The way that you actually validate that problem is by getting an experience to that problem. So an example of that is in the marketing scenario, what have you noticed within your marketing right now that makes you feel like you would need some possible help with it? Then they'll give you the tangible experience and you have a foolproof answer towards the tangible problem. Let's roleplay that real quick. First step is identifying the tangible problem. So the way that you do that is by asking the tangible problem question. So whenever it comes to hitting 50K per month, what do you feel like you would need help with whenever it comes to getting your content so that you can drive more leads towards getting there?
I think it would be the editing, ideation, scripting, and overall positioning of the brand.
Okay. And you see, now we have the tangible problem. We need to get the experience to validate that. What have you noticed with like the editors that you have now, the ideation that you're doing now that makes you feel that way?
I just feel like the editors aren't competent enough. They don't deliver on time. And in terms of
What makes you say that?
I've just tried doing it myself, and it's just not working. You know, like the pipeline's been held up. And then in terms of ideation and positioning,
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily seeing any like qualified leads come through. I'm seeing my competitors win.
Yeah.
And like I just have no clue on how to like position myself as an authority within my brand.
Exactly. So now you have a tangible problem and an experience to back that problem. There's no way that a prospect is wiggling out of that simply because he gave you proof to the problem. Pillar 3 is identifying the cause and building doubt. This is essentially where people talked about building the gap. This is where that happens. So the way that you build the gap happens through a couple different ways. The main gap question and the main doubt question is identifying what's causing their problems in the first place. So say it's for B2B context as well. For content, you can ask, okay, whenever it comes to that, what do you feel like might be causing all of this to happen? What do you feel like might be causing your editors to not be able to perform at the way you wanted to? So from there, they'll go a lot deeper into maybe it's like a team motivation issue, or maybe it goes a lot deeper into like the type of content they're posting. Or if they say we're not attracting the right kind of leads, what do you feel like you may be doing that's causing you guys to not attract the right kind of leads? From there, you essentially build a whole lot of doubt on their process and the gap gets stretched and built. So after you build doubt, the next tangible step is identifying the effect and the impact. So the way that you do this is pretty self-explanatory. If this cause has been going on where your editors haven't been as motivated and the ideation hasn't been going as smooth as you wanted to, like you have to obviously study your prospect, but you have to understand what effect it's having on their business. So you can just ask what effects has that been having on your ability to hit 50K per month. And then from there, they go a lot deeper into, yeah, we're not able to hit 50K per month simply because we don't have the right systems in place. And then from there, you want to impact it towards themselves. Yeah, and I know a lot of business owners, they treat their business like their baby. I guess for you, being in a similar position to where these systems aren't in place and you aren't getting to where you want to go with the business, going a layer deeper into that, like what impact has that been having on you over the past 6 months, seeing all these people churn and leave? And then from there, the business owner is completely cooked. They'll say they're feeling stressed out, annoyed if you do the process right. And then from here, I'll go a lot deeper, show you role play. We already have the tangible problem and the experience. We're just going to start from cause. Whenever it comes to like your editors not really performing and the ideation not going as well as you want it to, what do you feel like might be causing your editors to like not perform?
I just feel like I'm not that sure on how to manage them because I'm maybe like spending time like ideating, so I can't necessarily manage them.
Okay, that could be trouble. How long has that been going on for?
I mean, I've been stuck for around like 3 months now.
Well, okay, so like right there, he actually did something well. Sometimes you're gonna get the outcomes that you want before you even ask the question. So he gave me the outcome there to where I asked him the cause, I asked him how long, and then he gave me the effect of he was feeling stuck. So then we skip the effect question and we can go straight to the impact question. Okay, you feeling stuck over the past 3 months as a business owner. I guess going a layer deeper, what impact has that had on you more internally?
What do you mean by internally?
Like how has that been affecting you more internally?
Okay, I've been feeling stressed.
And
also like shit because I'm seeing my peers like scale up and I'm just remain stuck at 30K, can't scale up to 50 for the longest time.
And then a bonus that you can add, especially for business owners, is the consequence question in problem finding. What do you see the possible like ramifications if you fast forward the next 6 months and we don't make a change within the business?
I mean, if nothing's working right now, then like I'm just wishing for the best and like just potentially stay in the exact same position or do worse.
What's worse?
Business like going to an all-time low month, losing the team, and just not getting content out.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
There's no way he can wiggle out of that. He just told you if nothing changes, then his business is going to go to an all-time low. How is he going to be in the position to not buy at the end of the call? And if he gives you an objection, you have so much leverage to objection handle him and have him give you the right answers. The thing is, this won't work. Like, it won't be as effective if you don't have the right pre-handling structure in place. This part genuinely gets overcomplicated. Instagram makes it sound like you need some Jedi mind tricks to make your prospects pre-handle in buying state. It's not true at all. It's actually very simple. Here's what it really comes down to. The art of pre-handling is identifying what slowed your prospect from taking action and buying in the past, and then simply reframing that idea into putting them in a buying state and having commitment to seeing the investment from that version of themselves that takes action. And if they have done something in the past, it's simply understanding whether it was a bad or a good experience and getting the commitment to continue to try again. Because whenever you have that commitment mixed with the problem finding, it gives you the ultimate leverage in order for your call to be objectionless. Okay, so whenever it comes to that, getting some more advanced help in terms of making a lot more money, what would you say you've done as far as investing into mentorship so that you can achieve that 50K a month with your business, aside from like long form YouTube, books, all that kind of jazz?
I mean, now that you say it, like, I haven't invested into anything.
Okay. What would you say might have prevented you?
Well, I guess, like, probably the money.
Okay. And I appreciate you for being honest. Whenever it comes to the money, how do you mean?
I mean, like, you feel the time that these courses are, like, really expensive.
Expensive? How do you mean? Compared to what?
Like, compared to my bank account, man.
It's kind of funny whenever we talk about the money holding us back, because ultimately, what are we even looking to get these skills for?
Money.
Yeah. Because is it fair to say we don't have the money right now because we don't have the necessary skills to go out there and make the money?
Yeah, you're right.
Because, like, is it more so about the money that we have or about how resourceful we're willing to get to go out there and achieve all the things that we want?
I mean, like, our resourceful, yeah.
Yeah. And you're smart for saying that, because like there's always going to be two different types of people. There's going to be the person who says, I don't have the money, so like I just can't. And then there's going to be the person who says, how can I find a way to get resourceful and make it happen? Out of those two people, who do you feel like gets to their goals faster?
Like, the person that gets resourceful.
So now that we've isolated the money, we need to identify the real objection. So with how important this is to you, what prevented you from getting resourceful over the past 6 months in order to achieve that 50K a month that you were talking about?
I mean, to be honest, like investing into this is a bit, I've never done something like this before.
How do you mean?
Like, you know, like in regards to, like, you know, I'm just used to like my 9 to 5 and investing into something like this is a big ask. You know, it takes a lot for me to do something like this. You know, it's not just something easy.
And like, I mean, it's not supposed to be easy at the end of the day. I guess like, where does that kind of come from? Like that is that way of thinking.
And like my whole life, I've been like doing like 9 to 5, and like something like this is pretty new to me. So I just want to make sure like everything I'm doing is right, and I'm taking it step by step, so I know like I'm sure on what I'm doing.
So like, is it fair to say there was a little bit of uncertainty over the past 6 months that kind of slowed you down?
I mean, yeah, you can say that.
Okay. So here we got the real objection. Now we have to reframe that way of thinking after isolating its uncertainty. So do you mind if I share one way of looking at that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Can you kind of see how like that way of thinking, where we've never really taken action simply because of the uncertainty, has put us in the position to where we're capped only like 15K per month?
Yeah, you're right, man.
And I'm saying that because I want to see you win, right? Like looking back over the past 8 months, 6 to 8 months, where do you feel like you could have been at as of now if you had actually taken action and let go of that uncertainty?
I'll be in a lot better position than I am right now, man.
Yeah, I guess where do you feel like you could have been with the business?
At least, you know, like doubling where I am.
So what's double?
Like 30, 40K a month.
30, 40K a month. If you were to do the math on that, say you were to even make 15K per month extra over 6 months, what would you say that is?
So it's like 90K.
And so now that we've isolated that it's an uncertainty objection, we have to move into the pre-handling aspect of changing their belief around it. And obviously, like, nobody's guaranteeing you to get that, but that's kind of like what you could have achieved if you had taken action. Can you kind of see that?
Yeah, you're right.
Because like, what happens if we keep allowing that same way of doing things to ultimately hold us back from taking action?
You know, I'd lose a lot more money.
Yeah, which would mean what for the business though?
We keep on going in this downward spiral, man.
Are you okay with that? Like, are you okay with your business going in a downward spiral?
No, of course, man. That's what I'm here.
So like, you being here is obviously it's a good thing, but at the end of the day, like, you can have an overweight person show up to the gym and then he can leave, right? Like, at the end of the day, he can go back, start eating Cheetos on the couch. Does it really mean he committed to doing anything?
No, he wasn't committed, man. He cheated.
Exactly, man. So I guess for you, it's kind of like the same thought process of everything comes down to commitment, right? So like, how committed are you to becoming that version of yourself that actually takes action and lets go of that uncertainty and doubt in order to get to where he needs to go?
Yeah, man, I need to make a change, man. I'm really committed.
Why are you so committed though?
Because I can't keep doing this.
So the whole point of pre-handling the bad experience is to identify what happened, what they've invested into, what went wrong, or like what they could have done better, and then from there, putting them in the state of mind to where they need to take action in order to get to where they need to go again. I'm gonna show an example of a role play here in a second. What have you done in terms of going out there, getting outside help so that you can become profitable?
Oh, man, I've tried like everything under the sun, you know? E-com, trading, like Amazon FBA, everything really, bro. You name it, I've done it.
Okay, what have you done as far as like actual mentorships, or what have you invested into in order to get to where we need to go?
I mean, like people say like you have to spend money to make money, or like I've invested into mentors before. I just never got any results.
Okay. In terms of like mentors, like how do you mean? Like what have you invested into?
There was this one mentor, you know, like it was like 2K.
Okay.
There was like a couple calls. I got like one voice note from the guy, but apart from that, I was pretty much like left in the dark. That was for like the Amazon FBA.
Damn, bro, I'm sorry to hear that. Whenever it comes to that, like, it can happen in our space. I guess like with that, a lot of people, they tend to kind of like throw in the towel after one bad experience. An example, like say you had one person that, say they went to a fight gym, right? And they got like in a very, very bad accident at the fight gym. Say they broke like their arm. They weren't able to cook. They weren't able to use their arm for like the next 6 months. But that person, there's always going to be two different types of people in that scenario for the people that break their arm. There's going to be the person that kind of has a bad experience and they let that formulate the way they make decisions. And there's going to be the person that actually tries again because they know that they need to get to where they need to go. Out of those two people, who do you feel like is in a better position to be able to ultimately defend themselves long term?
I'm the person that tries again.
Why do you say that?
Because if they don't try again, they're not going to get the skills and they're just going to stay in the same position they were before or even regress.
Because like ultimately what happens to those people that have one bad experience and they just quit?
They never hit their goals and they stay stuck.
Yeah. So I'm assuming like with that, like how committed are you to like keeping on trying so that you can get to where we need to go?
I mean, yeah, they say you got to make money, so you got to spend money to make money, so yeah, I want to try again.
Okay. You want to or you need to?
I need to, yeah.
Why though?
Because I'm sick and tired of the position I'm in right now.
100%. Now that we've softened the resistance, in order to pre-handle the objections, we need to get the data in order to make the offer a complete no-brainer. For example, if you've ever had someone hit you with, I don't feel like this is a good fit, or I don't know if this is the exact right thing that's going to help me get to where I need to go, this part of the call will get rid of those objections 99.9% of the time. In terms of advanced training structure, whenever it comes to scaling your business with the marketing, what do you feel like you would really need in place in order to get the 50K per month?
Like, what do you guys have?
What we have really depends on like what exactly you need in order to get there. I guess what do you feel like you would really need as far as like the right structure?
I mean, like, I'd say like I'm a visual learner. So I'd want probably a way you can, I can actually see someone doing it and I can copy them, like, let's say a mentor to help me on, like, coaching calls, anything like that.
Okay, that's more so, okay, that's for coaching calls in order to like learn the marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the how. What exactly do you want us to teach you? I know it's marketing, but what exactly in the marketing do you want us to help you learn?
I want to see like examples of like hooks I can use, like specifically apply them to my videos.
Okay, and the way you want to learn that is through like coaching calls. Okay, I guess why do you say coaching calls? Like, why do you say you learn the best through that?
Because like like I understand people get busy, and if I'm with someone, like I have an hour with someone on a call, and we can just kind of get like a walkthrough, go through it. And if there's any questions I have live in the moment, I have to wait, and I can ask them straight away. I can get like my responses a lot quicker.
Okay, and I know that's more so for like the marketing, like that the strategy kind of thing. I guess what else do you feel like you would need help on in order to hit that 50K per month?
Probably I need to learn how to like read my analytics. Like I just look at my dashboard and it's just a bunch of graphs. I don't really know how to navigate it.
Okay, how would you want us to like help you learn the analytics?
I mean, that's more so like if you can like give me like some videos I can watch. I won't necessarily need that much help with that. I just haven't done it before, so it's something I can do like in my own time and just kind of like look back at it and cross-reference.
Okay, anything else?
That's pretty much it, man.
Okay, so now that we have the success values don't hit unless we have an actual tangible goal and the cost of an action. So the way that we get that is essentially by identifying where they want to go and then contrasting it back to what happens if they don't make a change. The reason you get that is it's usually because they don't know if the program will actually work for them, which is a value problem, which is by far the hardest objection to handle. This is very, very, very simple, probably the most simple part of the call, but it's simply one of the most crucial parts. Because whenever you know what is needed to get the prospect to align with where they need to go, you can show them the offer that aligns with what exactly they need to get to where they need to go. From there, you can make the pitch sound like a complete no-brainer. The next part of the call is desired outcome / cost of an action. Here's how it works. The outcome you're looking for is genuinely building your prospects up to that point to where they have that internalization of what it feels like getting to that point where they're hitting their goals, they're hitting whatever 10, 20, 30K a month, and they're able to achieve whatever financial freedom they want to achieve and achieve all the tangible goals they want. You want to build them up to that point, and then from there, you essentially build them all the way up here, and then you completely contrast them down. And then you identify what life will be like if they keep everything the same. This takes the prospect through an emotional roller coaster and it makes them urgent in order to make a change. I'll take you through an example of me doing that with one of my students here. So Jafar, like say we could help you out with all of the things that we were talking about as far as like trading strategy, psychology, all that kind of jazz. If we were to fast forward like 6 months, like what would kind of be different for you?
I mean, like if I get the right trainer, I'd probably be able to quit my job.
Quit your job? Like what's so important about that for you? I don't want to assume.
I mean, like you work a job for like 10, 15, 20 years, you get tired, man.
Okay. You said me. Do you mean me or who do you mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously myself, yeah.
Okay. And like pause. The reason I did that is because whenever prospects say you, oftentimes they're externalizing the blame simply because they're kind of in an uncomfortable situation. So having them internalize me or I, these kind of languaging will have them actually internalize the problem that they're feeling and like the pain that they're feeling. So slight nuance, but it's pretty important. So I guess being able to quit your job, what's so important about that for you?
I mean, I can just end the cycle, man. Just tired, paycheck to paycheck. Like, I can just do so much more things.
Yeah. I guess, like, what would you do with that free time?
Probably go to the gym more, like, really look after my health. And, like, I have really bad, like, back pain from the job. So, like, get, like, a personal trainer so I can actually, like, have my mobility. Spend more time with the family. Like, like, now that...
Family? Who's family?
Yeah. I mean... like siblings, my uncle, my parents, like I barely see them these days. I'm just so focused on work, man.
Okay.
So I could see them more.
Yeah, 100%. I guess like what would you be able to do that you're not able to do right now with them?
Like my brother just had a kid, like the kid like a few months old, so
Yeah.
actually like be able to spend time with them, you know, he's an adorable child, you know, so be able to like just spend time with my brother, spend time with my nephew, and yeah, man, just be able to actually feel like I'm part of the family. 'Cause I just feel like a stranger at this point.
Okay. I guess being able to be like that version of yourself, being able to essentially be able to spend time that you want to with the people that you love. Because I've been in a similar position where I remember I was just working all day, and essentially on the flip side, I wasn't able to be around the people that I wanted to be around friends, be around family. And I remember for me, that kind of put me in the position to where, like, once I was able to achieve that, it genuinely meant the world for me and more. Right? Pause. So what I did there was I tactical vulnerability so that he answers the question the way that I want to. Resume. So I guess for you, being able to do that, being able to get to that position to where you're able to fit in, where you're able to see your family and you don't have to work all day, being able to take care of your health, all of these different things, what would those things mean to you?
I mean, like you said, man, I mean the world to me. Like, probably, I'll be the happiest man in the world, really.
Yeah, 100%. If I can do you mind if I ask you a bit of a different question?
Yeah, you can do that, man.
Yeah. And like the reason I ask is because a lot of people they tend to look at the positive but they never look at the negative. And what we've seen is the people that don't look at the negative, they don't usually get to where they need to go, right? So I guess if the happiest man in the world is how you feel once you get to that point, if you were to really contrast it, how do you feel right now compared to that, not being able to do those things?
I mean, it just makes me hungry, man. Like, I feel like I have to keep what I'm doing, and eventually I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, and I don't doubt your motivation at the end of the day. But like at the end of the day, say you had an overweight kid. He was in two different situations. One of the situations is he was on the street and there was an ice cream truck and the ice cream truck was driving away. That kid really wanted ice cream and he had the money but it was driving away. The other situation is he was in a burning building and he was genuinely in pain and he needed to run to catch the door to get out. Really visualize that. Which one do you feel like he's gonna run faster out of?
I'm the burning building.
Yeah, man. So I guess for you right now, if you were to really visualize that, like that's kind of what I'm asking is like if that's how you feel once you get to that point, feeling that emotion, like what's kind of like the burning building for you? Like what do you feel right now compared to that?
I mean, like, probably the opposite being the happiest man in the world, like, probably the most man in the world, man.
Okay. And like I appreciate you for being honest. Like that means a lot. How long have you felt that way? Like that feeling?
Yeah.
Okay. That going on over like the past year, how has that impacted you? Like more so internally? Like what effect has that had on you?
Like every day I just go into work, like, I just don't smile. Like, there's nothing to be happy about, really. I'm just waiting to get out of there, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the unfortunate reality of the world is people look at the positive, but they don't look at the negative. Like, what happens if I don't take action? Which is why most people actually end up failing. So, if I can ask you a tougher question because I want to see you win, what happens if nothing changes and everything stays the same and you're not able to be there for your family and you're not able to take care of your health and you're not able to make the money that you want simply because you allow that uncertainty that we were talking about earlier from going all in?
I mean, I'd be in the same position I'm in right now, just hating my work, really.
Yeah. I guess with that, like, long term, is that a life you're willing to settle for?
Never, man.
Whose control is it if we do?
Well, it's my control, man.
Do you feel like it's time to actually change and to be in alignment with that new version of yourself?
Yeah, man, I need to make a change.
And one thing is like, are you open to me actually holding you responsible? Are you open to me actually holding you accountable to that version of yourself? That version of you that's already hitting the goals that he wants to, able to take care of his family, able to be there for them. Because to be fair, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, you can keep me accountable, man. I need this.
Easy. This part of the call is essentially the part that makes your prospects turn into laydowns. And if they even do give you an objection, you're going to have so much leverage to actually objection handle them to where at the end of the call, objection handling becomes easy. After this point, your prospects are on the point where they are in a buying pocket. They genuinely feel that sense of urgency that they need to make a change. This is where most closers actually fumble the sale, the pitch. The next part is a 3-pillar pitch. I don't have a specific pitch written out for this section simply because it really depends on the offer. But I can leave the exact pitch framework down below so that you can follow and kind of plug and play your offer into. The last part of the call is the temp check and actually understanding where the prospect is at on a scale of 1 to 10. The way that you do this is essentially by identifying where they're at. So you just ask them, like, in terms of the process, how do you feel? Do you feel like off of what we went through, do you feel like this is the right fit in order to possibly get you to where we need to go? Okay, cool. The reason I'm asking is because, like, with the people that we take on, it's very important that everybody actually sees results and puts in the effort. And because of that, we want to get our clients the best results. So all of our student success managers and all of the people that we have in our fulfillment, they roll up their sleeves and get in the trenches with you one-on-one to make sure that you are getting the help that you need so that you can see results. And simply because of that fact, we need to make sure that every single person that even comes on, they genuinely feel like this can help them get to where they need to go. So if I can ask, if you were to say on like a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you feel like this genuinely can't help you at all, like you never want to see my face again, and 10 being, okay, like this is what I need, and I genuinely have that feeling of like this is the fit, where do you feel like you're at on that scale? If they give you 7 or an under, then you just play it off with comedy, right? If you built enough rapport, it should work out. You could say, all right, like if I got like under 80% on my math test, like my mom would say like it's not bad, but like why didn't you get like 100, right? So I guess with where we're at now, like what's kind of slowing you down from being a 10, just off of the process I've laid out for you. And then from there, you have the objection that they might possibly give you after the call, after you price drop. All of this is before you price drop. And then if they give you a 10, you know that you're in a great position to like pitch them and to get everything over with. But if it's like an 8 or if it's a 7 or under, you can get the objection before. Usually if it's an 8 or a 9, I'll just end up pitching, and if they do give an objection, I'll handle that towards the end. After taking them through the process to where their objections have been handled, they're in an intense amount of like urgency in order to get to where they need to go. This is where you implement the 3-pillar pitch. You tie the 3-pillar pitch into the buying values that they had earlier on into call to make the program sound like a no-brainer. All of these 5 processes tied into one takes them through problem, which gives them pain, takes them through pre-handling why they haven't fixed that pain, puts them in the right buying state, then takes them through the success values in order to get them to where they need to go, understanding and identifying it, then takes them into desired state, having them genuinely internalize what it feels like getting to where they need to go, and then from there contrasting the pain, which puts them in the state of feeling like they need to take action and do something like nothing else. If this is done right, this will 9 times out of 10 get you to that position where you get to the end of your call, and maybe it's not objection list, but you have the leverage that you need to in order to go into objection handle and not have to stress about the prospect giving you 1,000 different objections at the end of the call. If you guys genuinely found this helpful, please comment down below. And if you guys want access to this Miro doc, feel free to drop me a text at my Instagram and it will be linked in the bio below. That's all for now. Talk soon. Peace.